So I have my model Avery with us today, and I've face painted her many times before, so she's very comfortable. And we're going to try an easy, fast butterfly design on her face today. We're going to illustrate how to do it. So the first thing we're going to do, close your eyes, is just tap in a little bit of purple into the corner of her eye. Okay, so I'm going to pinch the sponge like this so that I can get in the corner without making a mess. Okay, then I'm going to come out here with this wing. Okay, and then I'm going to do a second wing up here. Okay, and then for the downside, I'm just going to put a little bit of color here because we're actually going to do some other things there. Now we're going to flip the sponge around to the other side and use a little bit of white on the outer edges of her butterfly. And what we're going to do is just blend that right into the purple. Okay. Okay. Alright, so we have that blended in. I want just this corner a little bit darker, so we're going to grab a little more of the dark purple and come back in here. So I'm going over it a second time because I want this inner part just to be a little darker. I want it to fade slowly into the white. And actually I'm going to grab some more white. I like to put glitter on while it's wet so that it sticks to the design. So we're going to glitter this up first. And you can see how nice in the lights it sparkles. Okay. Okay, so we're going to come in starting from the outside of the wing. And just going to come down. Okay. And just bring in some wisps. So we're going to come in here with a stronger white. And just wisp it in. Okay, and then we're going to come in here. Okay, so you see the texture we're putting in here. Now this one, I'm going to come up and point it forward. And just bring it down here. Just dainty. Remember to keep your lines dainty and pointed at the ends. Okay, and then we're going to bring a second part in just like we did there. And bring it in like this. Okay, so now we have this nice pattern that we're going to go over when it dries and make it even brighter white. So while that's drying, I'm going to go down to the bottom, and what we've decided to do with Avery tonight is do a series of flowers for the bottom half of the butterfly. So this is a real fantasy butterfly. We're not trying to make it realistic. And we're going to use a little bit of orange and white. So I've double loaded the brush. You can see just a faint orange on the tip with white. So I'm going to come here and start with one flower. And this flower is going to be my biggest one in the design. So I'm doing that one first. And I'm going to go ahead and make it 5 petals. Okay, so now I'm just going to grab some more orange because I want that inner tip to be very orange. And we're going to do another smaller flower here, but you're not going to be able to see this whole flower. It's underneath this one. And then we're going to bring another tiny one here. Now we're just cascading the petals down. And that's how we're going to leave that. Then I'm going to put another flower coming out of here. Like it's also disappearing. And then this one, I want to put just a little one out here. Okay, so she has this nice floral design and we're keeping that shape of the butterfly. Now I'm going to wash off that orange and go back to just my white. And now I'm going to put in the daintier wings around her butterfly. Okay, so here we're going to come back over this again, make it a brighter white. make this a little brighter. Make this a little brighter. Okay, so you can see how that highlights it. And now we're going to go down and put the dots in the flowers with the bright white. So you get your brush loaded and just come straight in. See how I'm coming straight into the skin? I'm just going to do vertical. And this gives you a nice dot. You don't need a stylus or anything. You can just use your paintbrush. Okay. A series in there. Okay, now we just want to put some wispy lines around this and make a nice wispy design. So coming out from the flowers, on the very tip of my brush, I'm going to come down. Okay. And then I'm going to come down this way. I'm going to go thick, then thin. Okay, now I want to incorporate some teardrops, so I'm going to come in with a few teardrops right in here. And you can tell I didn't have enough paint on my brush there. So I'm going to redo these. Okay, now I want even a wispier set of lines, so I'm actually going to go down to a smaller brush. Not that you couldn't do it with this one, but it's just easier. So this is a number 1, I think. It might be a 3, but I think it's a 1. Okay, so now this is a smaller brush. So I'm going to come in here and try and do smaller lines. So I'll come in here and just do a... You see how I'm going right over my design? Coming in. And just letting those wisps fall. But I kind of want to come down to a point here with my wisp. Okay, and then I'm going to bring some out of here. I want that to end in a point. Okay, and I'm going to put a little point on this one, on the tip of it. Okay, same thing over here. I'm going to do one out here. Come in. Alright, so I think that's pretty wispy. Okay, now I want to add some inner wings. So I'm going to come in with this smaller brush. And I'm pulling in just the indication of inner wings. Okay, so for the butterfly, we're going to start with these double-sided pearls. Okay, and this is going to be the head of the butterfly. Right, and then over here, I want to add a couple rhinestones here. So I think I'm going to add one in here. And I also want to incorporate some pearls in this design. So I'm going to go ahead and put some here and see how I'm keeping it to kind of match. So I want to incorporate this butterfly's body. So I'm going to put one of those color pearls and then switch back again to the white and put another one here. Another one here, and I really like using pearls. I think it's really pretty and feminine. Okay, and then we're going to put some more of the colored ones, and I'm going to put them just a couple. You don't have to put a lot of these to get the effect. Okay, so now she's got this nice body of stones. Right, we want these to be real wispy too. So I'm going to start on the tip of my brush and come up. And I really want to hook this in. I'm going to hook it in and then leave a little squiggle. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to come out, push down, hook it in, and let this fall down. Okay, and I just want to brighten this a little bit. So I'm going to come inside of it. Okay, and then I want to put just a few little petals. Okay, and then you can also do some wisps off the other side as well if you want to. Okay, now we want to bring in liquid bling. So liquid bling, if you have the time, depends on what event you're doing, is a great addition. So I'm going to come in here. And I'm trying to keep this really thin. It doesn't look good if you get real clumpy with it. And I'm just simply outlining the design. You can already see what it's adding to the design. Okay, then I'm going to just go around the flowers here. Right, and I'm going to bring some wisps of these down. So I'm going to go ahead and just make this a little more sparkly. Now don't worry if it gets down on her face there, because the darker glitter does look dirty. So what I do is I take a dry brush. I'm going to take a mixture of light and dark purple. And when you're doing lips on a little kid, make sure that you just don't put a lot. Okay, so I'm not really making sure that I cover her whole entire lip. I'm just putting some color in there. Okay, so it doesn't look clowny. There, right in the center. And then go up here. Okay, and then a real nice touch is just to put a tad of glitter on that, and I have this really fine purple. So I use my finer glitters for the lips. Okay, and make sure it's okay with their parents before you do their lips. So there's Avery with a really pretty purple butterfly. Now open your eyes, Avery. You can open your eyes now. Now see how nice the purple looks with the color of her eyes?